चलो, task 2. CFO intends to advise the board that should this proposal be implemented, it must. What proposal are we talking about? Beago Bites, the food delivery वाला thing. ठीक है. Should this proposal be implemented? It must set a range of appropriate non-financial performance indicators to monitor and evaluate the performance of the food delivery service. Particularly in the first year of operation, she has asked you to include this as an appendix to the report referred to above. Prepare an appendix for the report to the CFO, which recommends with reasons 4 non-financial key performance indicators which could be used to monitor and evaluate the performance of the proposed food delivery service in its first year of operation. ठीक है. Professional skill marks are available for demonstration of communication skills in clarifying the recommended KPIs in in an appropriate tone for the CFO. यहाँ पे फोकस किस बात पे है? फोकस इज ऑन कम्युनिकेशन. ठीक है. एंड व्हाट आर यू सपोज टू डू? यू आर सपोज टू recommend 4 non-financial key performance indicators. ठीक है. नाउ लेट्स गो टू द प्रीसीन वंस, और वहां पे देखते हैं कि हैव दे गिवन अस एनी इंफॉर्मेशन व्हाटसोएवर अबाउट यू नो द
नॉन
इंडिकेटर्स.
फाइनेंशियल
ठीक
इंडिकेटर्स
है.
है।
कुछ दिया था. डिड यू गो थ्रू दैट इंफॉर्मेशन, और शुड आई ओपन इट ऑन माई स्क्रीन? Let me open it on my screen, because usually ना KPIs का information होता है in the pre-scene material. ठीक है.
Yes, sir, it's there.
Have a look. And I think I had told you कि जब अपना actual pre-scene आएगा तो हाँ देखो ये है. Number of active customers, number of active drivers, rides completed, revenue, net promoter score, driver satisfaction. Now the point is, ये एक बार ना लेट्स राइट दीज डाउन. ओके, लेट्स राइट दीज डाउन इन आर एक्सेल शीट. एग्जिबिट 2 में लिख लेते हैं. और नंबर ऑफ एक्टिव कस्टमर्स. अच्छा, वो मॉक सॉल्व करने का कोई प्लान है कि बस ऐसे ही?
सर, है,
सर
करना है,
कर
करना
रहा है,
है।
कर रहा है।
28 फेब को मत देना, हाँ.
हाँ सर।
उसका कोई मतलब नहीं होता है फिर. नंबर ऑफ एक्टिव ड्राइवर्स, राइड्स कंप्लीटेड, रेवेन्यू.
सर रेवेन्यू नहीं आएगा ना?
लिख लेते हैं उन्होंने क्या क्या
ओके
लिखा
ओके।
है, फिर वील रिमूव
हम्म।
जो भी काम का नहीं होगा वो. ठीक है. एंड ड्राइवर सेटिस्फैक्शन. ये स्विगी जोमेटो के ड्राइवर्स तो बेचारे रोते रहते हैं ना. वेल, हु डजंट क्राई? एवरीवन कीप्स ऑन क्राइंग ओनली ऑल द टाइम. सो व्हाट शुड वी डू विद दिस नाउ? और should we use these, by the way, is the first point. Are we supposed to use these, or are we supposed to use something else? पूछा क्या है अपने को? अपने को पूछा है कि prepare an append. So, it must set a range of appropriate non-financial performance indicators to monitor and evaluate the performance of the food delivery service. ठीक है. किसके लिए है monitor and evaluate the performance of food delivery service in the first year of operation? ठीक है. अब satisfaction or driver satisfaction, do you think it is anyway monitoring the performance of food delivery service? It is helping you track the sentiment of your drivers or riders, but it is not in any way helping you to understand what is happening with the food delivery का actual activity. ठीक है. So maybe that is not the appropriate key performance indicator to use. So let's start striking out those points which are of no use here. से ड्राइवर सेटिस्फैक्शन किसी काम का नहीं है. रेवेन्यू है किसी काम का?
नहीं सर, नॉन फाइनेंशियल इंडिकेटर्स
नॉन
है
नॉन
सर।
फाइनेंशियल बोला
फाइनेंशियल।
है. राइड्स कंप्लीटेड, कितने राइड्स कंप्लीट हुए? ठीक है. नंबर ऑफ एक्टिव ड्राइवर्स, नंबर ऑफ एक्टिव कस्टमर्स, नेट प्रमोटर स्कोर. क्या पूछा है? अगेन कीप ऑन गोइंग बैक. परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ फूड डिलीवरी सर्विस. ठीक है. सो बेसिकली हाउ विल यू चेक? आई थिंक द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट कम्स टू माई माइंड इज परसेंटेज ऑफ ऑन टाइम डिलीवरीज, है ना? That should be the most
यस सर।
important key performance indicator. Then number of active customers is okay. That is a decent key KPI. But along with that, don't you think Number of new customers joining the app should also be considered. अब इसमें
Yes,
आई
sir.
हैव टू थ्री थिंग्स इन माइंड, सी इफ यू अग्री विथ इट। एक तो टोटल नंबर ऑफ एक्टिव कस्टमर्स हो गया, ठीक है। देन नंबर ऑफ, उसी में नंबर ऑफ कस्टमर्स कंटिन्यूइंग एंड नंबर, सो उसका वी शुड डू अ ब्रेकअप कि न्यू कितने कस्टमर्स आए, ठीक है। ओल्ड कस्टमर्स का रिटेंशन एंड रिपीट ऑर्डर्स का एक मेजर आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि आर कस्टमर्स कमिंग बैक टू द सेम ऐप। जैसे इफ इफ आई वर टू लुक फॉर माई सेल्फ, मैं स्विगी पे ऑर्डर नहीं करता हूँ फॉर सम रीजन, मैं जोमेटो पे ही ऑर्डर करता हूँ, आई डोंट नो व्हाई। सो आई एम नॉट अ रिपीट कस्टमर फॉर स्विगी, आई एम अ रिपीट कस्टमर फॉर जोमेटो। सो आई हैव टू कीप दैट थिंग इन माइंड। देन repeat orders in that particular time frame could also be a key performance indicator. If your service is on time, जैसे मैंने पहले I used to try a Swiggy Instamart, but then I shifted to Blinkit because I found a little more reliable outcome when it came to Blinkit. मतलब टाइम पे यूजुअली मिल जाता है, डिले नहीं होता है। सो रिपीट ऑर्डर्स इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट की परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर। देन ये जो नेट प्रमोटर स्कोर है ना, आई थिंक नेट प्रमोटर स्कोर कैन ऑल्सो प्ले एन इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल। बट वी कैन ईदर वी कैन यूज द टर्म नेट प्रमोटर स्कोर और वी कैन से कस्टमर सेटिस्फैक्शन। जैसे आप रेटिंग करते हो ना फैकल्टी का, 1 2 3 4 5, टुडे सेशन गुड, यस्टरडे सेशन नॉट गुड, क्यों मिस्टर शाह? यू डू दैट राइट?
नहीं, हाँ मतलब
हाँ देखो, सच आ ही जाता है बाहर। सो वी कुड इंक्लूड दीज केपीआईज, ठीक है। अब पूछा क्या है, पूछा तो केपीआईज के बारे में डेफिनेटली है। एडवाइस द बोर्ड that should the proposal be implemented, range of appropriate non-financial performance indicators to monitor and evaluate the performance of food delivery service, particularly in the first year of operation. Do you think this part has any significance first year of operation?
yes, sir.
Why?
So
What?
because मतलब we will not be able to compare it with the previous year's performance, like it is the very first year of our operations, and also to get मतलब to get the count of the repeat customers or year on year customers कितना increase हुआ या year on year customers मतलब it is difficult for a year on year comparison also, and also for to check for repeat customers.
Hmm. So, so customer retention will be an important statistic. ठीक है, because people who joined during the first year and who stayed with us during the year, who made a certain number of active orders during the year, I think that will be an important point, है ना? And do you have to give reasons? Prepare an appendix for the CFO which recommends with reason, ठीक है। तो आपको केपीआई बताना भी है और उसके रीजंस भी देने हैं। 4 KPIs which could be used to monitor and evaluate the performance of the proposed food delivery service, ठीक है। So you don't have to just mention the KPI, you have to give reasons for selecting that particular KPI, ठीक है। So let's give the heading recommendation of appropriate key or non-financial KPI, ठीक है। अब let's start with the first one. I think we spoke about percentage of on-time
Percentage
deliveries,
on time
है ना?
deliveries.
So KPI 1, percentage of on-time deliveries, है ना? Now you recommended this KPI.
Yes, sir.
Now you have to give the reasons why this KPI. Why is this KPI important?
So because this KPI will track the orders that the customer received the order on time, and there is efficiency within our process that the delivery agent is picking up the order from the restaurant on time and delivering it to the customer in the proposed time that is shown on the app.
Okay, so first thing is late delivery has an impact on customer experience. Point one. Then it will help to measure actual time versus committed delivery time.
Committed delivery
है ना?
time.
So it will be a measure of comparison for actual delivery time versus committed delivery time. Because on food delivery apps, you usually commit a certain time frame. ठीक है? Then you should be able to monitor percentage of on-time deliveries versus late deliveries. Monitor percentage of on-time deliveries versus late deliveries. Then on-time deliveries will help to project the company as a so the way Blinkit has projected itself as a very punctual delivery partner, है ना? So on-time deliveries will help to project the company as a reliable slash punctual delivery partner. Make sense? Okay. कुछ और आता है दिमाग में तो we'll put it there. KPI 2.
Repeat orders.
Repeat orders. ठीक है. What is so now we'll have to justify and give reasons. If there are repeat orders, that means customers are satisfied with the service. Correct?
Yes.
So retention ratio, we will get to know.
This is measure of customer satisfaction. ठीक है? Then
Customer
कस्टमर
retention
रिटेंशन
ratio.
रेट हाई होगी जिस वजह से कस्टमर एक्विजिशन कॉस्ट कम होगी.
will help to improve customer retention
Sir,
and
will
thereby reduce further customer acquisition cost.
sir will help to know the customer preferences. मतलब दिस डेटा विल हेल्प कि कस्टमर को क्या पसंद है, तो वो हिसाब से बिग डेटा एनालिसिस में हेल्प हो सकता है कि.
No, 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 no. You
ओके.
are now going on a different track.
ओके.
Repeat orders is a measure of the fact that customers are coming back to the app. We are not, of course, on a certain level, we might be interested in showing customers details of those food items, that they have ordered again and again, so as to drive sales in a particular direction. But repeat orders is a measure of the fact that the service is
Yes, sir, got it.
valued by the customer, right?
Mhm.
High
So
repeat orders
can we say that
is a
sorry.
measure of uh, how much is the service valued by customers. ठीक है? Now tell me.
So can we say that we can observe which restaurants are getting more orders so we can promote that more in the app?
Mm, but we are not making a recommendation for how the app should develop, right? We are deciding ki if my business is the food delivery business, what are the key performance indicators of that business? That's all.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है? If you are able to think of something else, we'll add the point later. Third KPI could be new customers joining the app, number of new customers joining the app, or number of new customers joining the app and customer retention, है ना? Can you elaborate this a little? Now, success of the app determined by number of new customers attracted. ठीक है? Then
तो सर्विसेज अच्छी होगी तो माउथ मार्केटिंग से अपने आप ही न्यू कस्टमर्स आएंगे, जिससे ओवरऑल कंपनी की मार्केटिंग एक्सपेंस बचेगी। और फिर
no no
इससे
no
ये
no
है कि ऐप
no no no. You are going in a different direction. Question क्या है? Question is what should be chosen as a key performance indicator and why? What you are saying is benefits of delivering good service on the app. वो अलग है. We have to only justify कि why this particular KPI is the right KPI. बताइए. मेधा.
So this will help in assessing the market share, no,
ग्रोथ रेट
growth.
बेसिकली।
Do you agree that this could be an indication of customer interest in the app? That is why it is the right KPI. More and more people checking your app or more and more people downloading your app shows that more and more people are interested in the features of your app, right? So जितने ज्यादा customers join हो रहे उतना आपका app successful है. And that is, see, key performance indicator is what is that measure which effectively helps us to understand how the app is faring in the market right now, है ना? Then customer retention shows satisfaction with the services offered, right? Then it can help you to measure the growth in new customers. मतलब ठीक है, on similar lines. Fair enough?
Yes. So
Yes, sir.
I want to add one KPI.
Hmm.
Can we do like number of deliveries per delivery partner, that how much a single delivery partner is delivering throughout the day or throughout the month?
That's okay, but isn't that a measure of the performance of that employee, not a measure of success of the app?
Okay. Hmm.
पर्सपेक्टिव अलग है ना
Hmm.
उसका.
Hmm.
बिक यहाँ पे क्या पूछा है? परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ फूड डिलीवरी सर्विस, नॉट परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द ड्राइवर, राइट?
Yes, sir. So if this can be added, if I'm going into this line, that if the number of orders are more for particular driver, then we have to add more drivers so that we can um, deliver more orders. So this can be a success factor for food delivery.
How can that be? Number of orders
Means
serviced by
if
one driver, how does that help?
means if I'm a driver, example, if I am handling 100 orders, but that is all, that will also be linked to percentage of time deliveries on time. If I'm handling 100 orders and I'm not delivering on time, so if there are two people, so 50-50 orders will be split, so the percentage chance of delivering on time will be more. So I don't know if I'm going into the same line, but
थोड़ा सा what I would say is कि it's a little,
in depth मतलब वो बहुत
मतलब
ही,
थोड़ा वो इस I wouldn't say जबरदस्ती, but फिर खींच के
हाँ
you are
हाँ वो
attaching something
मतलब
here,
वो
वो
दो
हो रहा है.
केपीआई ज्वाइन करके वो ऐसा है, तो हाँ समझ गया।
ठीक है. But you're not, see, there is no such thing as right or wrong. It's just that it has to fit with this situation, right?
जस्टिफाइबल होना चाहिए और इसमें बैठना चाहिए।
Exactly. हम्म, आगे बताइए.
Sir,
API 4, customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction rates. This could be the fourth KPI. Uh, Indicates level of trust slash satisfaction with service offered. Indicator of
But can we
future.
add some tech factor in this, like we are dependent on the technology app for the food service app, and अगर उसका UI UX यूजर फ्रेंडली होगा तो कस्टमर को और ज्यादा आसानी होगी यूज करने में.
So what is the key performance indicator here?
आपका टेक यूजर फ्रेंडली होना चाहिए तो जिससे आपके कस्टमर्स उसको और इजीली हैंडल कर पाए और
ये
ज्यादा से
की
ज्यादा.
परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर कैसे हुआ? आपको पूछा क्या है? आपको पूछा है परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द फूड डिलीवरी सर्विस। तो यूआई और यूएक्स अच्छा होना या ना होना, whether user interface is good or not, user experience is satisfactory or not, how is that an indicator of the performance of food delivery service? You see, what they have asked you and what you are answering, that has to be in sync with each other, na? Right?
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट सर, ये डाउट था.
Hmm.
जो आपने थर्ड केपीआई का लास्ट पॉइंट डाला है, shouldn't be that part of the fourth KPI. That's just customer
Customer,
retention shows satisfaction with
it
the
can
service
be
offered.
included here as well. But मैंने यहाँ
Because
पे my third
mention में नहीं है.
KPI, my third KPI is with respect to number of customers joining, staying, and leaving. If
Okay.
customers have stayed with the app, retention, they haven't gone anywhere, they haven't switched to Swiggy from Zomato, that ultimately means कि they are happy ना. So customer retention shows their satisfaction, right?
Right. But सर KPI तो था न्यू कस्टमर्स ज्वाइनिंग, वो तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ मार्केटिंग
मैंने
नहीं होता.
स्लैश भी तो लिखा है ना.
राइट राइट.
Sir, I actually thought of one KPI for whatever work done told. Maybe it could be something like number of orders lost due to any technical issue in the app.
Okay, so I think we should be including that here maybe. But yeah, tech related हो सकता है. We can have a tech related point, but it should not necessarily be UI UX, so to say.
Sir, restaurants onboarded in a particular year
Okay,
can we?
so KPI 5, restaurants, or I could say
New food partners.
Maybe say number of new restaurants added.
The number of cancellation in a day, order cancellation in a day.
order cancellation could be because of reasons not necessarily related to the quality of our service ना. Because on a lot of occasions you place an order and then you feel कि यार नहीं, ये तो मैंने I wanted to order cappuccino and I ordered mocha, तो you cancel. So that is
Correct.
not necessarily a problem with food delivery, right? I want to base
Hmm.
so number of restaurants added. Somebody else mentioned कुछ और भी बोला किसी ने.
I think so. Mansi added something.
I added the same thing like about the number of new restaurants added.
ठीक है.
And sir, I wanted to ask one thing. आपने देखो ना, आपने ये जैसे जो ये KPIs है, you explained it in the pointers. So sir, like in paper, like we have to explain it in the paragraphs, no?
यस, मैंने आपको डे वन पे ही बोला ना कि व्हाट आई एम डूइंग. सी यहाँ पे फिर भी चलेगा केपीआईज में, बिकॉज दीज आर मोस्टली फुल सेंटेंसेस. बट इन अदर टॉपिक्स वेयर आई हैव बेसिकली गिवन यू इन पॉइंट फॉर्म, यू आर सपोज टू डेवलप दैट इनटू फुल सेंटेंसेस. बिकॉज सिर्फ पॉइंट फॉर्म में आंसर लिखना इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी इनफ. And I had told this in Swan Hill Company also. I'm telling this again. I am giving you points so that the content is covered. Full sentences तो आपको कंस्ट्रक्ट करना पड़ेगा ना इसके बेसिस पे. ठीक है?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So these are 5 KPIs. Of course, see, you can look at other KPIs also. Now tell me, looking at the pre-scene did not help us in any way. ठीक है? And did we see यहाँ पे understanding what the term KPI means is very important. What is an indicator of performance? Performance मतलब, are you delivering on time or are you not delivering on time? Are customers placing repeat orders, or they are just placing an order once and then they are leaving the setup? So all of these points will play an important role in terms of how you are framing your answer. ठीक है? अब let's look at, yes Mansi.
सर लाइक जस्ट बिफोर गोइंग फर्दर एक ही छोटा सा डाउट था कि लाइक सर ड्राइवर सेटिस्फेक्शन रेट को मतलब क्यों इंक्लूड नहीं करना चाहिए?
How is that a performance indicator for the success of food delivery? मतलब ड्राइवर सेटिस्फैक्शन रेट का क्या कनेक्शन है विथ टर्म्स ऑफ, इन टर्म्स ऑफ हाउ इज द फूड डिलीवरी परफॉर्मिंग? पूछा क्या है आपको? दे हैव स्पेसिफिकली आस्क्ड यू performance of food delivery service. Ultimately, who is the consumer of that food delivery service? The customer. So the answer should be framed from that perspective. ना ड्राइवर कितना खुश है कि नहीं उससे, how is that an indicator of performance of the food delivery service? So वो food delivery service अगर अच्छा होगा, that is reflected in customer satisfaction rating. Once you have the customer satisfaction rating, if it is high, that means the food delivery service is performing well. Drivers are unhappy, how is that an indicator of whether the food delivery service is performing well? And remember, खींच के trying to establish a correlation will not help. See, ऐसा तो the quality of furniture in my office can also be considered as a point which is critical for justifying ki whether the reason behind successful एनरोलमेंट ऑफ स्टूडेंट, मेरे ऑफिस का इंटीरियर बहुत अच्छा है, स्टूडेंट आया बहुत खुश हुआ एंड ही वेंट अहेड विद, मतलब ही डिसाइडेड टू एनरोल. तो ऐसे तो बहुत सारी चीजें विल गो इनटू डिसाइडिंग व्हाट इज इंस्ट्रूमेंटल इन एनरोलिंग अ स्टूडेंट. बट अल्टीमेटली क्या होगा? अल्टीमेटली दीज कैन नॉट बी इंडिकेटर्स ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस ना. देयर हैज टू बी अ डायरेक्ट लिंक बिटवीन द पॉइंट दैट यू आर मेंशनिंग एंड the success that you are trying to measure. So that one-on-one correlation is very important. Yes, Pari?
Sir, here it is mentioned prepare an appendix. Like, what is the format for that? Is it just a report or something else?
So appendix is basically an attachment to a report, right? So this is more than enough. Appendix में क्या होता है, जैसे if you have seen a balance sheet or a set of financial statements and then you are just adding something to it. So you can write it in point form also, one below the other.
Sir, like there is no particular format like a report or something, right?
No, not really. ठीक है? चलो. Let's look at task 3A. A recent cyber attack on a cloud service provider impacted many businesses in Beeland, although Beago was not one of those affected. However, the CFO.
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Okay. A recent cyber attack on a cloud service provider impacted many businesses in Beeland, although Beago was not one of those affected. However, CFO has been asked to chair a meeting with some of Beago's main investors to discuss the situation. Some investors are concerned that they have limited understanding of cloud technology and how the risks of using a cloud service provider should be managed. The CFO has asked for your assistance in preparing some of the information she will present at this meeting. Prepare 2 presentation slides with accompanying notes which assess the benefits and risks to Biago of using cloud technology. Benefits and risks, तो एक स्लाइड में बेनिफिट आएगा, एक इसमें रिस्क आएगा. Professional skill marks are available for demonstration of evaluation skills and objectively appraising the benefits and risks for Biago of using cloud technology. Look at Exhibit 3. ठीक है, एक बार पढ़िए इसको.
Sir, can you scroll down a bit?
Sure. एक सेकंड ना. You think of 3 to 4 benefits, 3 to 4 risk. देख लो, थिंक ऑफ, मैं जिसको बोलूंगा दैट पर्सन हैज टू टेल मी वन बेनिफिट, और जिसको मैं बोलूंगा रिस्क, दैट पर्सन हैज टू टेल मी वन रिस्क. ठीक है. ठीक है. लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ यू परी. सी नाउ यू गाइज नो हाउ टू मेक द स्लाइड, राइट? तो अभी मैं सीधा आई विल गेट टू द फाइनल आंसर. बेनिफिट्स ऑफ यूजिंग क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग.
Sir, it can be like customer convenience.
इट कैन बी.
Customer convenience.
ओके. हितेन.
Sir, benefits, right?
या बेनिफिट, टेल मी.
Low cost of maintenance for the company since they don't have to hold its storage. They can just
Yes.
subscribe the yearly plan.
So, cost saving, because you don't have to buy hardware and software, and spend money on setting up and running your own data management center, right? Uh, because now you will be, like, say for example, you are using Google Cloud or Google Drive, so you just have to pay the subscription charges. Everything else is taken care of by the by Google, right? You don't have to pay for
Right.
anything. Then, Mansi.
और सर फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी एंड स्केलेबिलिटी.
Very good flexibility and scalability, in the sense कि यार अभी I have so much video content that 100 GB is not enough, so I can anytime increase it to 200 GB. And if somebody doesn't need 200 GB, they can scale down to 50 also. So you are not stuck with a big device or a big drive. जैसे as and when you need, you can increase the capacity or you can decrease the capacity. You don't have to invest significantly in hardware and software. ठीक है. Then uh, who else? Shreya, can you tell me one more benefit of using cloud computing?
Sir, it is easily accessible.
Ease of access and business continuity will of course be possible. So can you explain the access wala point?
Sir, like any business can access the data at any point of time through their mobile phones or laptop.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. What else? It helps in business continuity also. Key, even if your physical premises are, there is a crisis or there is a fire or anything for that matter, the downtime will be minimized, because even if your premises there is a flood, fire, whatever, the data is not stored physically in your premises. It is on a cloud operated by someone else. So that will help. What else?
The real-time data collection and processing.
Real time data collection and processing. Okay, okay, fair enough. Now let's talk about risk. Suraj, can you tell us one risk with respect to cloud computing? Look at the data if you need.
Data breaches.
Data breach, okay, can you elaborate that a little?
It's like when an unauthorized person enters and they are easily accessible to all the data that are related to the customers and the organization.
Okay, so see in this article that you have in Exhibit 3, see cloud computing, they can be very easy targets for hackers and cyber criminals, right? And the hackers can, basically harm the data of multiple entities in one go. Don't you think that it can happen and that risk will only keep on increasing? Now, another issue with this is accountability. When you move to a cloud, right? The some of the data management services have to be performed by the cloud service provider. But ultimately, people will hold the management responsible. Even if you say that, you know what, I tell you, for example, that you have your material, your recordings are posted on the Plutus LMS, and for some reason the Plutus LMS is down. After a point, you will start yelling at me ना कि यार हमको नहीं पता what is Plutus, what is what. हमारा exam time है, why is the LMS not working properly, right? That could be a matter of concern for you. So that accountability will eventually lie with me, even if somebody else has been given the responsibility of managing the cloud service. ठीक है. What else could be a disadvantage?
The reputation risk.
Elaborate, please.
Sir, suppose if the data of the customers has been leaked, has been linked, so there would be a reputation risk for the company.
Hmm.
Like customers would not prefer that information should be leaked in the public.
So can we link this again to the point of accountability? कि यार, if you don't, even if you have a cloud service provider, customers ultimately, if their data is lost, they are going to blame you, right? They will not listen to these reasons कि अरे गूगल के पास रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी था तो जाके उनको पकड़ो. दे विल नॉट लिसन टू दैट आर्ग्यूमेंट, है ना. उनको तो क्या पॉइंट है कि यार आर डेटा गॉट compromised, our data security got compromised. Now, what happens whenever you outsource a function to someone else is that you end up losing your own expertise on, systems, right? What that means is कि uh, say for example, I outsource a function to to a third party. So I will not have people with those functional skills in my company, right? वो वाले लोग मेरे कंपनी में रहेंगे नहीं. Now if those people are not in my company, then tomorrow if a problem occurs, I am completely dependent on an outsider. I don't have the skill set to tackle the problem in house. जैसे for example, I outsource the teaching of a particular subject to someone else, and later that person says कि you know he is not available. So tomorrow if my customer comes to me and my student comes to me and says कि यार मेरे को इसमें डाउट है, and I say the faculty is not available, the student will say but we paid fees to your institute, now it is your responsibility. So you might lose the in-house expertise. So that could be a risk associated. ठीक है.
Sir, also there might be a problem with privacy that we are sharing our data with other third-party cloud service provider.
ठीक है. That could be a fair point.
So
Now,
there could be
Yeah.
yeah, बोलो.
so there could be a risk of non-compliance. Like many countries, they come up with data protection act. If the cloud computing act breaches, there would be non-compliance with the rules and regulations, which will lead to the penalty by the government, leading to monetary loss along with the reputation loss of the company.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Sir,
There would be a software license cost.
Software license cost, okay.
सर कैन वी ऑल्सो ऐड जो आपने पॉइंट बोला था उसके साथ टेक्नोलॉजिकल रिस्क, अगर कोई ऐसे न्यू अपडेट आ रहा है एंड वी डोंट हैव समवन इन आवर ऑफिस like from the IT department, so like while recording we could face problems.
चलो ये भी ठीक है.
And sir, can we say that not all customers will be able to use the cloud computing system?
Not all customers will be able to use cloud computing systems. How can I see? They don't have to do anything. It's just a website on which something is hosted, right? Data management or data hosting is given to someone else. So it doesn't make a lot of difference to what the employee is himself doing, right? है
Sir,
ना?
redundancy cost.
Explain.
So, like there would be hardware cost, website development cost, and the IT staff will increase. Everything would be extra. So we will have too much.
Maybe. ठीक है, fair enough.
यार सर्वर डाउन है तो वो भी एक रिस्क ही हो गई ना.
Okay, हो सकता है. चलो. Let's all fair points. Let's make you read just a summary of what all you have put together. ठीक है. These are the benefits. मैंने अभी स्लाइड बनाने में टाइम वेस्ट नहीं किया. स्लाइड कॉस्ट सेविंग, स्केलेबिलिटी ऑफ बिजनेस, ऐसे करके आपको पॉइंट्स मेंशन करना है. ठीक है.
No, this answer is in proper exam style answer form. It's not in points. So,
या
okay.
Sir, can you scroll?
श्योर. एक सेकंड.
So scroll to the right and up.
और ठीक है।
डन सर।
ठीक है, चलो। नाउ लास्ट थिंग, ठीक है। ड्राफ्ट एन ईमेल टू दिस Draft an email response to CFO which evaluates the extent to which disruptive technologies highlighted by the CEO could impact Biago. Email response to CFO which evaluates the extent to which disruptive technologies, कहाँ पे दिया है? Here. ठीक है। I want you to read this carefully without losing the main focus, which is extent to which disruptive technologies could impact Biago. And you know the business of Biago? ठीक है। The CEO has just emailed me about a conference he attended yesterday, which focused on the impact of disruptive technologies on our industry. He is concerned that these disruptive technologies will have a negative impact on Biago in the coming years. I have forwarded his comments below. I would appreciate your thoughts on this. ठीक है, driverless vehicles and Internet of Things. Read this carefully and how this could impact Biago. ठीक है, take 5 minutes to read and then we'll discuss it together. Yes, Mr. Shah. बोलो।
नहीं सर, मानसी कॉल्ड यू।
अच्छा, मानसी did. Okay.
Yeah, I was telling like to scroll the screen. But
Okay. चलिए. Now let's talk about the disruptive technologies. How do you think can the driverless vehicles help?
They can help in reducing the costs paid to drivers.
Okay. Uh, but do you think it is so easy to adopt the driverless technology?
no, sir.
No,
Right.
sir.
It will reduce
That
the
No, sir.
cost of drivers, I agree. But what you are paying to drivers versus, this kind of technology, there are safety risks involved, point one, and the technology itself is going to be very, very expensive, right?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir, and
Right.
there are also accidents, so the customer wouldn't be like completely relied on this technology.
Yes, that's a fair point. Then In Delhi, I think Magenta line पे they had started this driverless metro. But बीच में when it was launched ना, there was this news कि वो metro बीच में अटक गई. So then, they had a lot of problem in not rescuing, but getting people out of it, so to say. So I think that challenge will always be there, right? What else?
Accountability in case of accident.
Accountability in case of accidents, yes. And the reputational damage will be more, right? See, the risks associated with human drivers like road rage ho gaya, excessive speeding ho gaya, drivers falling asleep, that is very common by the way. Highway pay at night, drivers do tend to fall asleep. मतलब asleep nahi, but that zone in the night, where ठंडी ठंडी हवा चल रही है, हल्की सी झपकी आई, and there is an accident. It has happened with me in 2016. I was in Pune. I was working with EY, and I don't know kya tha. I was overworked. I don't remember what, but I was very tired, and I was driving my Activa to a client location on the highway. And you start getting comfortable on the vehicle. तो ऐसा हल्का सा, I wouldn't even say I slept while driving,
एक
but
झपकी आया, मतलब एक
yeah,
ऐसा।
एक
हाँ।
moment था वो. And you can't really resist that. And then the next thing I noticed, thadam, I was on the floor, matlab on the road. Luckily I fell on this side of the road and where vehicles were not going, so I was safe, just minor scratches here and there, but it could have been something far worse. So, that is a challenge. But yeah, with driverless cars which are run using technology, this issue will not occur. But yes, the development costs would be huge. ठीक है, plus testing का cost will be huge, and if something goes wrong, the reputational damage would be massive. ठीक है, maybe taking the first step or being the So I would say becoming the starting point or becoming the first mover in this field might not be the best idea. See what others are doing, let them make mistakes, and then you learn from their mistakes. That would be a better way to do it. ठीक है?
Sir,
Hmm.
in this question, they are analyzing the skepticism skill. So, can
Hmm.
we tell that the email is from CFO and the CEO? So, they are
Hmm.
not proper persons to analyze the
No,
technology.
no, no, no,
So,
no, no,
there
no,
may.
no, no. No, no, no. You have to, when they say skepticism, you have to ask questions regarding the point stated. उनके qualification पे सवाल नहीं उठाना है यहाँ पे. The questions that you are raising, कि there are safety issues, there are reputation issues, you are questioning the basic proposal given by them. वो skepticism है, उनका qualification नहीं है and उन्हें इस चीज का knowledge नहीं है, is not that's not going to help us in the answer. ठीक है?
So in case of cash customers, means like customer has to pay through cash. How will they pay in case of driverless vehicle? So company will lose that part of revenue. If the customer is having cash, he will not book the driverless vehicle. He will go to the competitor, means who means in that.
बट ऐसा यहाँ पे कहाँ लिखा है कि ये इशू हो सकता है?
नहीं,
Where
बट
is this?
ड्राइवरलेस व्हीकल से ये इशू हो सकता है मतलब।
बट ये तो आप आपके इमेजिनेशन और अंडरस्टैंडिंग से बता रहे हो ना.
यस।
यहाँ पे कहाँ लिखा है कि कैश कस्टमर को कलेक्ट करने का मैकेनिज्म नहीं है, राइट? सो अवॉइड एडिंग योर ओन पर्सपेक्टिव as long as
ओके।
possible. Stick to what they have given, that will fetch you marks.
ओके।
ठीक है?
यस। ओके।
चलो. This would have been a fair point in a group discussion, not here.
यस।
ठीक है. नेक्स्ट वाला देखिए, इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स. What can go wrong here? So local authorities are using sensors and traffic signals to understand traffic flow and can then remotely and instantly change traffic signals to direct and control traffic within the busiest areas, right? So see, this could, what is the CEO's take on that? CEO, इसका, what according to CEO is the impact of this on your company?
The own planning systems we have implemented won't be able to show the perfect timings.
Okay. So when CEO believes that, they are themselves trying to create their own route planning system, somebody else is doing some other form of analysis through sensors, and so so understand what these sensors are doing. If they notice, for example, ki there's a red light signal, okay, and there are four roads that are meeting at that point. From one particular direction, there is a heavy flow of traffic. So keeping that signal open for longer duration will help to ease the flow of traffic. So the sensors are doing that. Your own sensors or your own systems are trying to work out optimum route for customers. So what the government authorities, local authorities are doing versus what you are trying to analyze, when you are trying to analyze, you will keep in mind the fact that, okay, each signal remains open for 70 seconds, for example, and at that particular junction, three other routes ka time they have reduced, because the flow from those directions is lesser and flow from one direction is more, so they increase the signal time for that. So that might impact how you are regulating the flow of traffic. So that could be one impact on you. I'm not saying positive or negative, that is just an impact. And when so this could also, you could also work collaboratively with the local authorities, by the way. It's not that you just give up and say, "Nahi, this is what they have done, so there's nothing we can do about it." That's not the point. But the point that we are trying to make is yes, what the government is trying to do, local authorities, that will have an impact on how you are trying to optimize the driver flow and routes. ठीक है, ये वाला देखो. Another example of IoT application is the introduction of cameras which read vehicle registration numbers in designated clean air zones. CAZs are areas in a city where measures have been introduced to improve air quality. When a vehicle drives within a CAZ, the driver is automatically charged a fee. Many cities across Beeland are proposing to implement these in the next 3 years. This technology will impact specifically on our drivers who may be discouraged from driving for us within city centers, as they will be charged each time they enter a clean air zone, which could be a significant number of times daily. Only drivers of electric vehicles will be exempt from the charges. So इसका impact क्या होगा on the business CAZ का?
Sir, we will start losing those drivers and their vehicles who don't have the electrical vehicles.
Okay.
And then again, मतलब सर ऐसा होगा कि मतलब ऐसे like suppose if we want to go somewhere and मतलब ऐसे and we don't have the electric vehicle, so then because of that reason we may lose that ride of the customer.
Okay.
Sir, the revenue which we get from the driver's commission fee might be lost because the drivers of normal cars would be charged a fee, so the commission would go into that fee only.
Okay.
The
So what you
drivers
are
would,
saying, so let me just complete this point. What you are saying is ki when this additional fee is charged, the company, if it tries to recover the amount from the customers will get discouraged. Is that what you are trying to say?
Yes, sir. And the revenue be will be less eventually.
I tend to agree. Yeah, that's a fair point.
The onboarding of more EVs.
Okay. Okay.
बट सर ये जो ऑनबोर्डिंग होगी सर उसके लिए भी तो एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट चाहिए फिर सर.
मतलब can you elaborate further?
So sir, like if he told like we should onboard more of the electric vehicles, but
Mhm.
then like while we need like even the cost is involved, na, but like hiring them.
Mm-hmm. ठीक है, small impact.
But sir, in this company, they told that they do not own any vehicles. The vehicles are of the drivers they have. So we need to hire more drivers that have EV vehicles.
Okay.
Sir,
So,
Maybe, sir, our active drivers get reduced. Means number of active driver will be reduced of a company, Biago, and we have to encourage uh, drivers to buy the EV electric vehicle.
or not encourage drivers to buy. We are basically encouraging only those drivers who have EVs to come and work with us. Don't you think it could help us in improving our environmental sustainability wala perspective also,
Yes,
right? So on those lines, you can think.
Sir, but we cannot just lose our normal vehicle wala drivers as well now, because these three is just started has started to charge in some of the cities only, not all cities.
Yeah, so what you are supposed to do here is you are supposed to present a balanced perspective. We are not saying that this is the conclusion. AFM का paper नहीं है ना. We are presenting a balanced perspective. What they have asked you is कि tell us how is this going to impact the business, right? And that is exactly what we did. So it's not about whose point is right or whose isn't. As long as it is relevant, it makes sense. ठीक है?
But sir, I did not understood where the skepticism skill was.
यहाँ पे skepticism पूछा है.
Hmm.
sir.
You are questioning the introduction of driverless vehicles. What is the person saying? The person is saying ki, you know what, autonomous vehicle technology is going to be expensive. You are challenging that and saying ki, yes, it is expensive, but there are these benefits also that are coming in. When they are saying ki internet of things hai, and they are basically, looking at uh, sensors are being installed and local authorities are using those sensors, you are questioning that and now saying you know you can work in collaboration with local authorities and achieve a certain outcome. So you are not disregarding anything, you are taking their point and you are putting a question mark on that, and that exactly is skepticism. You are not saying ki array this person doesn't have the right level of knowledge, you are no one to say that. But yes, you are definitely you know you are definitely questioning the points that they have made about internet of things and about driverless vehicles. So हो गया ना skepticism. ठीक है, let's have a look. Read the Internet of Things wala part. ठीक है? Are we getting clarity on how exactly are we supposed to frame answers? What all points have to be included? Are we getting
Yes,
clarity on
sir.
that? Okay. Now, in
Yes.
in today's matlab, in the Beago company wala task, if you pay attention, somewhere when we were talking about, cloud computing, that is when, we referred to a specific topic in the study hub, right? Baki, almost everything else that we did in Biago, acha, in integrated reporting also we referred to a specific topic. But KPIs wala part ho gaya, then this critical analysis of the modern technology and all of that. I don't think we referred specifically to a specific topic in the study hub or in the study text. And that is the beauty of SBL. You can still answer the entire paper without having a need to, excuse me, you can still answer the entire paper or most of the paper without having the need to refer to specific models. Yesterday we had to refer to a specific model, which was of course the integrated reporting one. Uske pehle we had to refer the BCG matrix. तो है applicability. I'm not saying कि पूरा का पूरा syllabus is useless, but you can still frame your answer and get good marks in the paper without putting too much emphasis on specific models and topics. Now, I have a couple of questions that I need to ask.